là là, qu'est-ce qu'il a eu le pauvre? Oh le pauvre, qu'est-ce qu'il a eu là?
Non, non, rien, il a rien eu.
Mais si!
Non, non.
Ah bah si, il a quelque chose.
August 2011, World Athletics Championships in Daegu, South Korea. Usain Bolt dominated the 200 after his shocking disqualification in the 100 meters.
Oh no! Oh no! The whole crowd will go.
Kirani James from Grenada blew everyone away in the 400 meters, securing his country's first ever gold medal in the event.
Kirani James is eating up the ground. James is going to win it.
And the sheer speed of the Jamaican men's team in the 4x100 meter relay culminated in a new world record.
37.04 is on the clock. It's a world record.
But perhaps one of the most peculiar stories to emerge from Daegu unfolded during the preliminary round of the men's 100 meters. For years, these athletes had dedicated themselves to rigorous training, making countless sacrifices for their moment on the world stage, each harboring the dream of competing against the very best. Usain Bolt, Johan Blake, Kim Collins, and then there was this guy. Sogelau Tuvalu, a 17-year-old from the small Pacific island of American Samoa, was assigned to the fourth heat. The kid was twice the size of the other competitors and was the only athlete not wearing spikes on his shoes. The crowd was in disbelief. How could an athlete who seems so out of place be competing at this elite level? We need to rewind and understand the journey that brought our hero to that starting line. American Samoa, a U.S. territory in the heart of the South Pacific, home to around 50,000 people, pristine beaches, a vibrant Polynesian culture, and a mesmerizing volcanic landscape. An ideal spot for an unforgettable retreat, but definitely not where you'd go to train as a professional sprinter. Their passion lies in contact sports. Wrestling and rugby are big, but American football reigns supreme. This small island has produced an incredible number of top-tier football players, earning it the nickname Football Island. Many athletes with Samoan roots have starred in professional football, bringing with them a culture built on strength, discipline, and community. Names like Junior Seau, Troy Polamalu, and Jesse Sapolu come to mind. But if you're wondering how many successful athletes American Samoa has produced in sports other than football, the answer is zero. They've been in the Olympic Games since 1988, sending athletes to compete in boxing, track and field, weightlifting, and judo, yet they've never won a medal. The most infamous moment in American Samoan sports history came on a soccer field in 2001, when their men's national team suffered a crushing 31-0 defeat against Australia in a World Cup qualifying match. That wasn't just a loss, it was the worst defeat in international football history. So, what's behind this struggle in sports? Maybe the biggest hurdle is health. American Samoa has one of the highest rates of obesity in the world. A 2004 study showed that a staggering 93% of the population was overweight or obese, with 75% being classified as obese, making them one of the most obese populations globally. On top of that, 47% suffered from diabetes, and 30% of adults identified as regular smokers. Considering all these challenges, it's no shock that the country isn't exactly recognized as a prolific sprinters factory. But none of these obstacles could stop the hero of our story. He arrived in Daegu as a shot putter, ready to represent his small island on the world stage. At 17 years old, he was the youngest athlete ever to debut at the World Athletics Championships, the perfect setup for a classic underdog triumph. But things didn't go as expected. He didn't qualify for the shot put, but instead of packing up and heading home, he decided to follow his dream of representing his country at a major sporting event. So, he entered the 100 meters, an event that doesn't require qualification for competitors from small nations. Soon after, he laced up his shot put shoes and stepped onto the track. As the starting gun fired, he powerfully pushed off, with a reaction time of 0.269 seconds, and lumbered down the track. But it quickly became clear that he probably could have used a head start. He trailed the pack right from the start, but showed incredible determination, making his way to the finish line in 15.66 seconds. That was a whole 5 seconds behind the first-place finisher, who clocked in at 10.77. Interestingly, this small territory of the Pacific has seen a couple of other moments quite similar to our hero's experience. In 2001, at the World Athletics Championships in Edmonton, Canada, American Samoan athlete Trevor Misipeka originally intended to compete in the shot put, but things took an unexpected turn. The International Athletics Federation suddenly changed its rules. So, with just 2 days' notice, he found himself entered in the 100 meters by the Samoan Federation, alongside Olympic champion speedsters Maurice Green, Otto Bolden, and Donovan Bailey. Weighing a hefty 293 pounds and wearing a simple black sleeveless shirt and street trainers, he finished his race in 14.28. It was one of the slowest times ever recorded at the championships, earning him the affectionate nickname Trevor the Tortoise, putting him in the same category as other beloved underdog sporting figures like Eddie the Eagle and Eric the Eel. At the 2009 World Championships in Berlin, 22-year-old Savannah Sanitoa, also representing American Samoa, took to the global stage in the 100-meter dash. Just like the others, she was originally a shot-put specialist. Despite weighing around 210 pounds, she seized a wild card entry into the 100 meters after missing the qualification mark for her primary event. Giving the best she had, she finished her heat in a respectable 14.23 seconds. Surprisingly, this wasn't her first time on the international stage. She had previously competed in the 100 meters at the 2006 World Junior Championships, where she ran the distance in 14.56 seconds. It's easy to laugh at this story. An overweight shot putter from a relatively unknown country lining up as sprinter in a world-level competition. What else could it be but a joke? And that's exactly what some did. In fact, during the live broadcast, commentators laughed openly, mocking him and calling his performance embarrassing.
Well, I sympathise. He's my shape, so... Oh, come.
But that's because they didn't look closer. Sogelau Tuvalu wasn't trying to beat Usain Bolt. He wasn't chasing fame. He knew that he'd finish last. But he still showed up. When his shot-put dream collapsed, he had two choices: fly home and disappear, or lace up his shoes, walk into the stadium, and compete in an event he had no business running.
One last word. Did you believe that one day you could race in a world championship? Est-ce que vous pensiez qu'un jour vous pourriez courir dans un championnat du monde?
Well, of course, I believe in myself.
Oui, je crois en moi.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
And so it's a dream come true.
It's a dream come true.
He didn't win a medal. He didn't break a record. But he left us something far more powerful, a reminder that showing up, even when you're outmatched, matters. In a world obsessed with winning, we forget what true sportsmanship looks like. Sometimes it's not about victory. It's about dignity. It's about representing your country, even when the odds are stacked against you. And finishing last with pride can still be a first-class legacy. So the next time you see that clip, look closer. You might just see a hero.